Please don't address me. I don't wish to speak to you.
Splendid.
And what is more, I never shall again as long as I live.
I shall endeavour to rise above it.
I have been brought up to believe that it is beyond the pale for a man to strike a woman.
A very poor tradition. Certain women should be struck regularly, like gongs.
You're an unmitigated cad and a bully.
And you're an ill-mannered, bad-tempered slattern.
Slattern, indeed!
Yes, slattern, slattern, slattern. And fishwife.
Keep your mouth shut, you swine!
Mind your own damn business.
Stop! Stop! It's no use going on like this. Stop, please! Help me, do help me!
I'm not going to interfere. Let them fight if they want to. It'll probably clear the air anyhow.
Yes, but...
Come into my room. Perhaps you'd like to wash or something.
No, but...
Come along.
Very well.
Now then,
what?
are you going to take back those things that you said to Amanda?
Well, certainly, I'll take back anything, if only you'll stop bellowing at me.
You're a coward, too.
They want us to fight, don't you see?
No, I don't. Why should they?
Primitive feminine instincts. Warring males. Very enjoyable.
You think you're very clever, don't you?
I think I'm a bit cleverer than you, but apparently that's not saying much.
What?
Oh, do sit down.
I will not.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I will. I feel extremely tired.
Oh, for God's sake, behave like a man.
You listen a moment. All this belligerency is very right and proper and highly traditional. But if only you'll think for a moment, you'll see it won't get us very far.
To hell with all that.
I should like to explain that if you hit me, I shall probably hit you equally as hard, if not harder. I'm just as strong as you, I should imagine. Then you'd hit me again, and I'd hit you again, and we'd go on until one or the other was knocked out. Now, if you'll explain to me satisfactorily how all that can possibly improve the situation, I'll tear off my coat and we'll go at one another hammer and tongs immediately.
It would ease my mind.
Only if you won.
I should win, all right.
Do you want to try?
Yes.
All right, here goes.
Just a minute.
Well,
What did you mean about them wanting us to fight?
it would be bound to their vanity.
Do you love Amanda?
Is this a battle or a discussion? If it's the latter, I shall put on my coat again. I don't wish to catch chill.
Answer my question, please.
Have a cigarette?
Answer my question.
If you analyze it, it's rather a silly question.
Do you love Amanda?
Not very much this morning. As a matter of fact, I'd like to wring her neck. Do you love her?
That's beside the point.
On the contrary, it's the crux of the whole business. If you do love her still, you can forgive her and live with her in peace and harmony until you're 98.
You're apparently an even bigger cad than I thought you were.
You are completely in the right over the whole business, don't imagine. I'm not perfectly conscious of that.
I'm glad.
It's all very unfortunate.
Unfortunate, my God.
It might have been worse.
I'm glad you think so.
I do wish you'd stop being so glad about everything.
What do you intend to do? That's what I want to know. What do you intend to do?
I don't know. I don't care.
I suppose you realize that you've broken that poor little woman's heart.
Which poor little woman?
Sybil, of course.
Oh, come now, not as bad as that. She'll get over it, forget all about me.
I sincerely hope so, for her sake.
Amanda will forget all about me, too. Everybody will forget all about me. I might just as well lie down and die in fearful pain and suffering. Nobody would care.
Don't talk such rot.
You must forgive me for taking rather a gloomy view of everything, but the fact is I suddenly feel slightly depressed.
I intend to divorce Amanda, citing you as co-respondent.
Very well.
And Sybil will divorce you for Amanda. It would be foolish of either of you to attempt any defense.
Quite.
And the sooner you marry Amanda again, the better.
I'm not going to marry Amanda.
What?
Bad-tempered, wicked woman.
Well, you should have thought of that before.
I did think of it before.
You've got to marry her.
I'd rather marry a ravening leopard.
Now, look here, I'm sick of all this shilly-shallying. You're getting off a good deal more likely than you deserve. And you want to think yourself damn lucky that I didn't shoot you.
Well, if you had a spark of manliness in you, you would have shot me. You're all fuss and fume. One of those cotton wool Englishmen. I despise you.
You despise me?
Yes, utterly. You're nothing but a rampaging gas bag.
Well, what's happened?
Nothing's happened.
You'd be ashamed to admit it.
Where's Elliot?
In there.
What's he doing?
How should I know what he's doing?
If you were half the man I thought you were, he'd be bandaging himself.
Elliot's just as strong as Victor.
I should like it proved.
There's no need to be so vindictive.
You were abusing Elliot like a pickpocket to me a little while ago. Now you're standing up for him.
I'm beginning to suspect that he wasn't quite so much to blame as I thought.
Oh, really?
You certainly have a very unpleasant temper.
It's a little difficult to keep up with your rapid changes of front. But you're young and inexperienced, so I forgive you freely.
Seeing the depths of degradation to which age and experience have brought you, I'm glad I'm as I am.
That was exceedingly rude. I think you'd better go away somewhere.
After all, Elliot is my husband.
Take him with you by all means.
If you're not very careful, I will. Elliot? you?
Heaven preserve me from nice women.
Your own reputation ought to do that.
Oh, go to hell. Victor?
What? Where does it go?
Over there. Thank you, Victor.
Don't mention it.
What did you say to Elliot?
I told him that he was beneath contempt.
Good.
I think you must be mad, Amanda.
I've often thought that myself.
I feel completely lost, completely bewildered.
I don't blame you. I don't feel any too cozy.
Had you been drinking last night?
Certainly not.
Had Elliot been drinking?
Yes, gallons.
Used to drink before, when you were married to him?
Yes, terribly. Night after night, he'd come home roaring and hiccuping.
Disgusting.
Yes, wasn't it?
Did he really strike you last night?
Repeatedly. I'm bruised beyond recognition.
Amanda.
Oh, Victor. I'm most awfully sorry to have given you so much trouble, really I am. Something strange happened to me. I can't explain it. There's no excuse, but I am ashamed of having made you unhappy.
I can't understand it at all. I've tried to, but I can't. It all seems so unlike you.
Oh, it isn't really unlike me, that's the trouble. I ought never to have married you. I'm a bad lot.
Amanda.
Don't contradict me. I know I'm a bad lot.
I wasn't going to contradict you.
Victor!
You appalled me, absolutely.
Go on. Go on. I deserve it.
I didn't come here to accuse you. There's no sense in that.
What did you come here for, then?
To ask you what you want me to do.
Divorce me, I suppose, as soon as possible. I won't make any difficulties. I'll go away, far away. Morocco or Tunis or somewhere. I should probably catch some dreadful disease out there and die all alone. Oh, dear.
It's no use pitying yourself.
Well, I seem to be the only one that does. I might just as well enjoy it. I'm thoroughly unprincipled. Sybil was right.
Sybil's an ass.
She is rather, isn't she? I can't think why Elliot ever married her.
Do you love him?
Seems so insipid somehow.
Do you love him?
Oh, she's very pretty in a rather shallow sort of way.
Amanda.
What?
You haven't answered my question.
I've forgotten what it was.
Oh, you're hopeless. Hopeless.
Don't be angry. This is far too serious to be angry about.
You're talking nonsense.
No, I'm not. I mean it. It's ridiculous for us all to stand around arguing with one another. You'd much better go back to England and let your lawyers deal with the whole thing.
And what about you?
Oh, I should be all right.
I only want to know one thing, and you won't tell me.
What is it?
Do you love Chase?
No, I hate him. When I met him again suddenly at Touquet, it was an odd sort of shock. He attracted me. He always has attracted me. Only the worst part of me, I see that now.
I can't understand why he's so terribly trivial and superficial.
Well, that sort of attraction can't be explained. It's sort of chemical, what you call it.
Yes, it must be.
I don't expect you to understand. I'm not going to try to excuse myself in any way. Elliot was the first love affair of my life. In spite of all the suffering he caused me before, there must have been a little spark left smouldering, which burst into flame when I came face to face with him again. I completely lost grip and behaved like a fool. For which I shall pay all right, you needn't worry about that. But perhaps one day, when all this is dead and done with, you and I might meet and be friends. That's something to hope for, anyhow. Goodbye, Victor, dear.
Do you want to marry him?
I'd rather marry a boa constrictor.
Well, I can't leave you with a man who drinks and knocks you about.
You needn't worry about leaving me as though I was sort of parcel. I can look after myself.
But you said just now that you were going to Tunis, to die.
I've changed my mind. The wrong time of the year for Tunis. She was somewhere quite different.